Alright. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. So I got something really exciting today. It's kind of like an intersection of a lot of my hobbies, and this is the official Lego Game Boy kit. This was released like just about a week ago. I got this at Costco with a bundle online for about like $72, but I know if you can find this solo in stores, it's actually much cheaper, about $48 or so. And this is probably one of the most exciting Lego kits in a while, and Sarah and I build a lot of Lego kits at home actually, and this is the first time we're going to try out doing a Lego building video. So come with me along as we test our new setup and do a speed build of this, and then try to compare it to original Game Boy models as well as the Analogue Pocket. So let's get to it. Alright, so starting out in the box right here, we have the whole box. Let me do a little 360 for you. It actually comes with 2 cartridges, which is actually really cool right here. And now let's unbox it. Alright, so inside we have 3, the 2, and 4. Here's 1. We also have 5 right down here. Another extra little pieces down here. We have the official Game Boy manual, and then it comes with 2 little stickers, I believe, for Zelda and Super Mario Land. So that's probably for the cartridges later, but this is everything that should come in the box right here. So here's the manual for the Game Boy building. As you can see, it has 2 different ones, and it has some history of Game Boy as well. So you can go through the little pages here. There's actually a lot of history in here. And then eventually we get to the starting build of it. So we're on 1, and let's see how many steps it gets to. It gets to all the way to, so it stops at about 140 for the Game Boy itself. And then there's a little extras for the stand, and then the cartridges. And then, yep, here's a list of all the pieces. So let's get to building. Got these little, it's really cool. It's like holographic, like different movement if you like tilt it right here. It's actually really cool. Especially with this like Nintendo one, you can see it kind of go like up and down. And then they say technically this is where it kind of goes into this slot right here, as you can see. Just like that. Alright, now we're making the cartridge. So we take one of these stickers, which is probably going to take the Super Mario Land one, and we peel it off. And we just stick it on. Alright, and with the completed cartridge, we just plop it on, and it just stays on. On our 3rd bag now. file it on number 4. Okay, I did mess up a little bit, so I had to go back and redo it, but I finally got the back side of this working. So pop it out, take your choice of card you want to put in, and then put the lever back, and put the back cap on, and voila, you have it right there. And now we're on to the final step. Bag number 5. Alright, we have the other cartridge working. Here was our Super Mario Bros. Cartridge as well. And supposedly, they both can plop into the back, like so. Ta-da! Oh, and it snaps too, wow! Then you can take it out. You can actually hot swap between the two if you want. Take it out, back. It's really cool. And I'll put some finishing pieces on it, and we are done. This is the full look at the Game Boy. Alright, so that was done. I did make a few mistakes here and there, I apologize for that, but that took me about maybe 2 hours to build, and I know there's faster ways to do it, but I like to take my time with it. So yeah, here's the full look at the Lego Game Boy. It's actually really cool. Hopefully you can get the effect on the screen, but the Nintendo thing actually goes up and down. The buttons actually work, right? This D-pad is actually working. These buttons also work. The start and select also have a little bit of a feel to it. And what's so cool, I found out, is that you can actually turn this power button on and off as well. That's a really cool attention to detail. And of course, the contrast sliders. Here's the contrast one. And then the volume sliders right here, they actually work and you can rub it up and down. And then I think the coolest thing that they did was the cartridges actually go in. So if I put this Zelda cartridge in the back slot right here, they actually click in like that, so it won't fall out or anything. And then you can just hot swap it anytime. You can take this one out and you can put this one, the Mario one, right, on the inside like that. And it stays just like that. Isn't that so cool? That's awesome. But of course, if you want to do that, you're gonna have to match the screens with it. I have the Nintendo screen right here, but if you pop out the back, this is kind of where the battery compartment's supposed to be. Pop it out, move this lever, and then you can take out this screen and say you want to let's put in a Mario, right? You just put it in like that, put the lever, put back the battery pack, and boom, if we insert the Mario in, now you're playing Mario. So hopefully you guys can see that. And then of course, let's do the same thing with Zelda. I'll put Zelda in. Let's take the Zelda cartridge, slot it in, and voila. Now you're playing Zelda on the Game Boy. So you can swap these screens and cartridges out at any time, which is awesome. And I think that's a really cool, unique way that Lego has done this Game Boy collab. I'm probably going to keep it on the Game Boy official boot up screen, and then just have the cartridges as display pieces. Now you can have these stands, and boom, now you have the Lego Game Boy fully built out. And of course, there's a lot of little extra pieces as well. Alright, now that we've built the Lego Game Boy, I do want to give it a little bit of comparison to two Game Boy devices that I do have. Of course, one is the Game Boy Advance. Of course, this is a different model of the Game Boy, but as you can see, it definitely replicated the retro look quite well with it. And then the closest device I actually have is actually the Analogue Pocket. I made a video on this. This is actually a hardware recreation of the Game Boy. Not only can it play Game Boy and Game Boy Color, but it can also play Game Boy Advance games. So this is probably the closest thing I have to look on it. But yeah, if you compare them side by side, like, they're practically almost the same height and shape. This one's obviously a little thinner on the back, but I just think this is a really cool way to showcase how closely resemblance the actual Game Boy. I don't have the original Game Boy, unfortunately, but this will fit very nicely on my shelf and display with all my other retro handhelds as well. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. This is a new type of video for us. Let us know if you like watching us build Legos and do Lego content. As always, if you like what we see, continue to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.